Green Team Media.
So tell me about your characters.
I play Major Emmanuel Stantz, and he, he's a major who has to look after these young men and teach them and train them and give them the encouragement they need to go off in these war machines and fight and basically just look after them.
I portray Marty Easy Julian, and he's kind of would represent him as the conflicted flight leader, the guy that has the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he's trying to figure out how he can stand in the gap between the major and the guys without self-destructing himself, and he used the coping mechanism of alcohol to kind of take away that anxiety so he can every day do a better job.
All right. How did you hear about the project? Did you know that George Lucas was attached to it before you signed on, or was it after?
I had actually been following this project since the early 90s. I did that first Tuskegee Airman tale on HBO. And George, I believe, was starting to start his pre-production on Red Tails, and then because of whatever, he says it was the technological advances weren't quite there yet, so visually he wasn't ready to tell a story, so it faded, to the background. And then as the years peeled off, I just stayed on it, and when he announced he was doing it, I fought to get involved in it, because I knew that with his name attached, it wouldn't just be, a history lesson. I mean, this would be this is a roller coaster ride. I mean, knowing that he was at the helm, that it was going to be something, it was going to be exercise in visual, splendor. I mean, you were going to feel like you were in one of these P-51 Mustangs getting engaged in a dogfight, and so here I am.
And how about you? How did you get involved?
Through a mutual friend. Anthony and I shared a mutual friend, and he got my number and called. Said he saw some of my work and asked me if I'd come in and audition. I said absolutely, and I came in, and a few days later they told me I was going to be a part of the project. So and then that began, this wonderful journey, friendship that we've developed, and that's basically it. That's how I got involved.
All right, and for you, Cuba, since you've done another Tuskegee Airmen movie, how does this project differ from that one?
Well, the first one, like I said, was a smaller production that basically dealt with the racism that these men experienced while training in Tuskegee, Alabama, and then culminated into their finally joining the war effort, and then not really going into the details of it. This is actually celebrating the warriors that were in Ramitelli Air Base and their training and then their actual participation. Following them through their bomber escort runs, with the B-52 bombers, and watching their missions and showing them interact with each other through that period of the war. So this is a visual, this is the answer to the first one, in that it's, and it's also the $100 million answer to it, because I mean, this movie, you will see all the money on the screen, because George, he spent a couple years just spending time, getting the special effects right, and you feel it when you see the movie.
All right, great. Thank you guys so much.
Awesome.
You're done. All right.